Hello, hello. Welcome to Rise and Resonate. This is a podcast dedicated for those who want to lead with influence, make needed impact, and earn more income. I'm Alicia Pozsony. I'm a motivational speaker, #1 international best-selling author, journalist. Good day, everyone. Welcome to Rise and Resonate. This is the podcast where we help leaders lead with influence, make needed impact, and earn more income. Today on our show, we have a man who is inspiring people around the globe to unlock their potential with his gold mic moments. We know a little bit about him. He's a mindset coach. He has a passion for helping people to reach their full potential. Roosevelt Williams, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. I really appreciate you allowing me to be on your platform.
Thank you. It's people like you inspiring the world, rising and resonating your messages, and you're now doing this in such a way that's touching people everywhere you go. Why don't you tell our audience a little bit about yourself and what you're doing today?
Okay, one of the goals is because me growing up, there is this thing as a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. And I found myself based on, my indoctrinations that I've been taught by not strangers, by people that I love. So I grew up with a fixed mindset. So I really didn't challenge myself. I used to give up a lot and things like that. But now my thing is to empower people to reach their full potential by transforming negative thought patterns into positive, empowering beliefs. And I want people to know that there is greatness in them, that there is a lot in them, that if they challenge themselves and don't look at failure as failure, failure is an opportunity for you to learn something. And that is the mindset of a growth mindset. So that's pretty much what I'm going around. And I'm putting this gold mic in people's hands so they could realize that they have true potentials, that they could reach beyond where they've been and they could fulfill their dreams. And that's what makes me happy.
That's a wonderful thing you're pouring into the world. I know people are resonating with you. You've got followers, you've got people who are following you, commenting, and I know that you're making a change. So, fear is something that we don't often want to handle. We don't want to tackle that. A lot of people just turn away, they shut it down. I'm not doing that, I'm not going there. So, how what got you here today to have that change from that fixed mindset to the growth? Was there one thing in your life that happened to make you now get onto this positive trip?
Yes, because I realized I let a lot of my life pass away because I was scared to, go to the next level. And I would say at 56 years, it's been like maybe 2 years now. 2 years now. What changed me is I seen this little 2-year old that I came in contact with, which was my little niece. And she just had this gold mic. And she was just playing with it. And when I looked at her, I was like, wow, I just wish I could be happy like a kid again. So what I did was I got her mic, we started playing together. She had her little baby talk. And like I'm interviewing her and she's saying things that I don't understand. And from there, I went and got my gold mic. And after I received my gold mic, I started really sitting back, looking over my life, looking how much time had passed away. And I realized that I was closer to the grave than I was to birth.
Mm.
And I just began to get this courage to realize that it's time for me to rise and resonate.
Mm.
And not only for me to rise and resonate, for me to go out with this gold mic and give other people an opportunity to rise and resonate as well. Because we all have potentials. We just need an opportunity. And that's what I want to give people, an opportunity to rise and resonate.
That's amazing. Now, I know you and I, we've had some talks recently, and one of the things that really inspired me was how you said it's not just the celebrities or the influencers or the people in the public eye, the sports people who are doing different sports and things, but it's the people like you and I, the people that are just doing their everyday, their laundry down at the laundromat, or the people who are just making it by with their social security income. Like how how is it that you have been received by people that you come in contact with?
Well, I come from the inner city. I come from which is called Liberty Square Housing Projects in Miami, Florida. They used to call it was called the Poker Bean Projects. Now they tearing it down. The projects where I live is now a high rise. I go back there and I'm not going to lie, it hurts for me to go back into that community and see that that community is a high rise and the people who used to live there, they can't even afford to be in that community again. So I
Mm.
realized I lost my footprints. I forgot where, I don't even know where my playground is at. My playground is a high rise now. So that really, really bothered me. And one of the things I always did, Alicia, is I always went back to that community. I hung out with some of the people and I could feel the pain. I could feel the pain of that little Roosevelt. And so
Mm.
that's what made me decide that I want to reach out. And a little child is the one that gave me the idea of a gold mic. But my
Mm.
pain and the loss of my footprints made me want to go back to the people that's lost and give them their gold mic moment.
Wonderful. So when you do this, when you connect with others from your neighborhood, people that you know, from where you came from, that must be so fulfilling to you. I know myself, I came from the inner city, and when I had a chance to be back in that, like right now, I'm mentoring people and some people are from the same exact city in New Jersey that I was from, and they look at me and they don't see me as coming from that city because believe me, I was the minority in that environment, but I was just like them. We didn't have much. We just came up with what we were lucky to have and fortunate to have our lives when we came out of it. So, if you when you connect with these people, what have they shared with you about these gold mic moments? What has that done for them?
Well, it's done a lot for them, Alicia, because for some reason, when I pull out this gold mic and I put this gold mic where their voice could be heard and they know what inside them they seen, celebrities and people on TV and everybody having an opportunity. And I pull this gold mic out and I allow them to have a voice. And then they see me put that on social media platforms and things like that. And I go back just like I was talking to a friend of mine from Liberty Square Housing Projects. His name Bernard, right? Just last night, because I go back and I talk to these guys all the time. And when I came, when I came around to hang out with them last night, he was like, Roosevelt, man, they told me I ain't have no gold mic moment. They just proud of it, because the guy who was challenging him really didn't know he had a gold mic moment. As a matter of fact, his gold mic moment was so amazing. His name is Bernard, but we call him Bo. I say Mojo Bo stole the show.
Oh, love
And he
that. Love
really,
that.
really, I mean, he made me feel so good because, for him not to have the opportunity to, have a voice in the situations, to how we go through everyday life, just trying to take care of our families and just do the right thing and all these different observance of life outside of us that we responded to, not realizing that our power lies within us. A lot of people is not in that mindset, but I approach life from that because I don't have control of anything outside of me. Only thing I have control of is from my emotions my process and how I want to feel. And I go out there with this gold mic and I want people to be able to express themselves. There's no certain agenda that you got to speak about. It doesn't have to be, anything extravagant. It could be just from you talking about how your day was at work, or how your day went, or what type
Mm.
of day you had, or if you got in an argument with your significant other or family member. This gold mic moment is for everybody, from the kids to the parents to this gold mic moment is a gold mic moment for the world. This is a universal gold mic moment for everybody.
Yeah, I love that because in this world we're separated, and oftentimes when we are in our own path, we think we have to be like someone else, or we think we have to just keep our mouths closed and not share our opinions or our thoughts. Some people don't even have anyone to share those thoughts with. And like you mentioned, Bernard, he probably has more insight and wisdom than we realize. So for you to bring it out and let these people have a chance to say something and see where that leads them. Who knows how they can influence others in a good way. So I love that you do that. Now, one of the things that I just heard you say is that you realize that you have control over your emotions and your thoughts. But a lot of people come at it from the other way. They come at it with the idea that they have to feel something first, and it's triggered by other people's emotions and actions. So how is it that you found this opportunity now to now you're a mindset coach, so this whole thing of being able to help people to reach their full potential, how do you, what advice would you give to someone who says that people are holding them down, making them feel a certain kind of way?
Well, I would say that that's a mindset that I don't blame that person for thinking that way, because when all of us, not just that person, all of us came into this world innocent little kids, and somebody taught us how to think. Somebody taught us how to act. Somebody taught us how to feel. Somebody taught us how to respond. And so I had to personally go back and peel off all those layers of indoctrinations. And I realized that it doesn't come from strangers. These come from people you love, your parents, your good
Mhm.
friends, your
Mhm.
coaches, your pastors, your neighbors. And so once I realized that I have been indoctrinated, and I'm going back to and I'm still peeling off layers because I want to go back to that little kid that didn't worry about anything. And so when I go out there and I interact with people, I have co-creating experiences. There's no judgment. There's nothing like that, because deep down inside of me, I realize somebody did this to me. And
Mm.
if they did it to me, I go out there with the understanding, the understanding, and the overstanding that they did it to that person as well. So when they open up to me, because I don't just go out and try to correct people, but if they feel my energy and feel my vibe and they looking for something different, because they realize, and a lot of these people are people I growed up with, and they see something different. But when they reach out to me, then I could sit down and have that type of conversation with them to let them know that, hey, listen, somebody did this to us, not me. Somebody did this to us. And so now what we have to do, we have to go back and do inner engineering, realizing that we say this our body, this not my body. This is a accumulation. If I eat a bagel, then it becomes a bagel. So how it's mine, but it's not me. Because if I eat a bagel, it become a bagel. If I eat a hamburger, it become a hamburger. The
Mm.
same way with the mind. This my mind, but it's not me. It's an accumulation of a lot of impressions in life and experiences that I deal with that pops up automatically, even when I
Mm.
don't want to. So I'm mindful of that. And that's one of the things that I have the opportunity to understand and overstand that this is my mind, but it's not me. This is my body. This is mine, but it's not me. So I go out there having a co-creating experience, meeting strangers, friends, loved ones, and everyone right where they're at. And that is such a beautiful thing for me. I really love it. It's the energy movement. And I
Mm.
love it, Alicia. I really do.
Yes. Well, that's, coming from that moment when you were there with your little niece and coming to that realization and wanting to connect with that part of your life before all that happened to you. And now sharing that message with others that you have learned and lived, that we're not just our experiences, we're not just what has happened to us and what we think, but we actually can get back to that energy, that vibe of who we are. Somebody said something to me the other day about positivity, and we were talking about that topic of how important positivity is, and I noticed that they were saying that people come into being in a positive way from different things. Maybe they just bury everything, they just stuff it down and don't deal with it. So, but I know I've dealt with things and it took a long time. So, in someone's life, I think an important message is they shouldn't think it's too late for them. That's something that's so important. So, to have that real connection with people, I wish. Am I able to get a gold mic moment?
Absolutely. I would love to rise and resonate and have a gold mic moment with you, Alicia. That'd be beautiful.
Yes, yes. Well, you know, in business now, some of the people that are watching this show, they're in business, they're small business owners. What do you have to say to them aside from realizing that their life hasn't passed them by, they have opportunities, that they can reach new goals and their full potential? What would you say specifically to people who are either starting their own business or in small business?
Well, what I want to tell the people who start their own businesses that are in small businesses is we starting at the same place. This is something new. I've just started branding this gold mic moment. So don't think I'm so far ahead of you. I'm right there where you at. The only difference between me and you is I got started. And what I mean by I got started, let's say, for example, you got a toolbox, right? Some people, they'll have a screwdriver, then they'll say, I need to get the hammer, then I need to get the nails, then I need to get the drill gun. But if you just have one screwdriver, start with that. The key to it is to start.
Mm.
The key is to start. And see, most people, they have a toolbox. They started out with a screwdriver. Now they toolbox have all the tools and they still haven't started. And they still trying to put more tools in their toolbox. If you
Yeah.
have your toolbox with just one screwdriver, start unscrewing screws because guess what? Once you start unscrewing screws, that gonna get you to another entrepreneur position where you could buy you a hammer. Then next
Yes.
thing you know, you could buy the nails. But do not try to full your whole toolbox. Do not try to get your whole toolbox full before you get started. The key to it for all of us is to get started and do not be afraid. You're not going to do it right all the time. You're going to make the mistakes. You better get ready for it.
That's right. That's
Get
right. But
ready, get ready, get ready, get ready.
the
Because,
turbulence.
yes, and the mistakes, they are not failures. Only thing they are is areas to gauge where you are on your journey.
Mm.
And you got to get people out of your head. It doesn't matter what they say. because you don't want to live here with dreams and desires and goals inside of you. And the only reason you didn't get started because number one, you felt you had to be perfect with a full toolbox. Or number two, you listening to people who not even validating themselves. How are they going to validate you? So that would be my advice. The main thing is get started, whatever tool you have in your toolbox, and go from there. And it's a learning experience as you go.
Yes, yes. And that's so true. I've heard sayings where people, if you're ready to start a business, and I tell my clients this, you only have to be one step ahead. So you can start whether you want to be a coach, you want to be a teacher, you want to do something, you can start and you just have to be one step ahead. That to me was so freeing and so uplifting that I didn't have to think that I had to know everything. But then again, I learned everything the past 2 years that I've been doing, and it's come to me that the knowledge that we gain, if we're open to learning, can bring us somewhere quicker than we really thought we could ever go.
That's the
So
key.
if you're listening to this, if you're watching this, Roosevelt, he's a mindset coach. He's got gold mic moments that inspire and uplift. And I think that the biggest takeaway from this show so far, Roosevelt, for me, is that you were open. You didn't let those negative voices sweep in and take away. You were kind of open and you just let it go, and you're ready for something more. So that to me, that's wonderful. You're definitely rising, resonating. How can people find you?
Well, you could find me at Gold Mike Moments without the T, without the S, Gold Mike Moment at gmail.com. Or you could contact with me at 1-8333-572-5552. If you want to have your Gold Mike moment, you could contact me again at Gold Mike Moment without the S at gmail.com. And the number is 1-833-572-5552. Because I think that you deserve to be heard. Nobody else that has a microphone that's on TV that we sit and look at and idolize, they are no different. They no different than you. They bleed red blood like you. They put their clothes on like you. They go through emotions like you. They feel the everyday pressures of life like you. They are no different from you. But the only thing different is I'm going to put this gold mic in your presence so you could showcase that greatness that is inside of you.
Great. Thank you, Roosevelt, for this opportunity to meet with you and get this message out into the world. We're going to help others to lead with influence, rise and resonate, and share their messages.
Thank you so much, Alicia. And I want y'all to know that me and Alicia, we are classmates. We graduated the Les Brown Academy together. And that's what we do. We reach out and we help each other because people need people. You cannot live in this world by yourself. People need people. And I want to thank you, Alicia, for reaching out, not forgetting about me, and giving me an opportunity to share this hard space with you. I really, really mean that from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, and thank you.
Well, you're more than welcome, Roosevelt. I know we're here to help one another. And in this day and age, with everything going on in the world, we need things like this to show people that no matter what you might think by looking at us, you may not think that we would know one another, that we would connect, or that we would think so in high regard of one another, or that we came from the same type of place.
Right.
So never look at somebody and think that you're not able to relate to them, because you never know. All right. I'm going to leave it with that. But just keep in mind, if you have a message to share, you can reach out to Roosevelt. You can reach out to me. I'm open to accepting people on my show, Rise and Resonate. If you're a speaker or a person who has a message to share, connect with us on our socials, and we'll look forward to connecting with you soon.
So I want to tell you to rise and resonate. Just having a gold mic moment with your family. Peace and love.
Peace and love.